Hi, thank you for streaming this episode of the South Cobb Business Association podcast. We want to give a special shout out to the Riverside Epic Center for an epic experience, allowing us to record our podcast here. In the studio today, I have Donna Middlebrooks with me. She has some important information to share with you. She's, of course, part of the board. She's a past president. She is involved with many things here in Cobb County, and she has a long record of helping people achieve their dreams in real estate and beyond, and you don't want to miss what she wants to share with you today. So make sure you subscribe to our podcast and share this with someone else. Miss Donna, thank you for being here today.
Thank you. Thank you for welcoming me. I'm so excited to be here.
So tell the listening audience what you do, your record in South Cobb, and some of the things you're sharing with me before we hit record.
Oh, sure. I'm a long time, homeowner and business owner in the South Cobb corridor. I've been there for probably 28 plus years. I got actively involved with the South Cobb Business Association probably about 20 years ago by our former president, Ford Thigpen, invited me out. And at the time, I was still involved in my corporate career, and that was in the telecom industry. And so I got engaged because I was looking for a way to be connected to my community, and was just starting my own personal business at that time as well. And so with that, I joined and realized how many different aspects of our community I did not know about. Yeah. Everything from being involved with the schools and knowing that there were 18 schools in the South Cobb corridor with our elementary, middle, and high school, getting to know principals and their needs from the business community, understanding all the business owners and their needs, how many small businesses actually do make the world go round in every little community. And in addition to that, starting our scholarships and our grants and just making sure that we were a resource. And that's what I love about the South Cobb Business Association.
Awesome. So why is April such a special month?
So now you're delving into my space. As a realtor, April is Fair Housing Month. Okay. And Fair Housing Month is recognized because President Lyndon Johnson actually back in 1968, so this is the 56th anniversary of the Fair Housing Act. Okay. And it is what was established to make sure there's no discrimination in housing. Okay. And so that's no matter race, creed, color, religious denomination, sexual orientation, familial status, etc., to make sure no one is discriminated against in their housing, whether it be for purchasing housing or even for rental housing. Okay. And so April, it was the act was signed on April 11th, and so we celebrate the entire month of April for awareness to make sure that the community at large still knows how important this is. And interestingly enough, I'd like to share with you one of the things that people probably don't understand is the disparities in housing. So right now, if you look at statistically, there's a report called the SCBA report, which is the State of Housing in Black America. Okay. Comes out every year. And what it does is it looks at a comparison against all socio and ethnic backgrounds. And currently right now, when you look at it, it's 56 years later, right, since it was passed. 42% of African Americans actually are homeowners, whereas our white Americans are sitting between 71 and 73%. Huge disparity. Yeah. And so, and you can break that down by our Asian culture, by our Hispanic culture, which typically floats somewhere in the 40% as well, somewhere between like 40 to 48, give or take any given year. But 56 years later, I'm here to tell you that number is worse than it was when the act was founded. Wow. It's worse than it was when the act was founded. So we have a lot of work to do in our community. And I think it's important that people understand and hear what that is and understand what they can do individually if they're not a homeowner. Okay. And for those that are homeowners, kudos to you, right? Because you have now started doing generational wealth and legacy changing in your family.
That's awesome. What is one thing that you want to share that people don't know?
I think that the statistic and the disparity, and I think most people just don't even know where to start. We still have, across all ethnic backgrounds, first generation homeowners. And people are scared, and especially with all the noise in the atmosphere right now around home ownership and the interest rates being high, I just challenge people to not be scared. Yeah. Sit down and speak with a professional in the industry and understand, I often hear people say, I'm working on my credit.
Right.
I'm working on my credit. Well, they've been working on their credit for over 5 years,
right.
10 years, 15 years, and we've not improved the credit. So let's understand what that is. I don't even think a lot of people understand how their FICO scores are made up, right? So they'll say I'm watching it on one of the tools, one of the resources that are online,
right.
but they don't understand the dynamics of how the numbers go up and how they go down and how they change. So understanding your credit scores is very important because that's the first step, understanding how to control your debt.
Right.
Yeah.
That's good. How can people contact you?
People can contact me directly through my mobile phone, 770-314-6059. I am actually a licensed agent here in Georgia, as well as Florida and South Carolina.
Nice.
And so they can reach me through my brokerage, which is RE/MAX Premier.
Okay.
That phone number is 404-850-0197.
Okay. And
then email, of course, Donna R. Middlebrooks, and that's MIDDLEBROOKS, no E, at remax.net.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Everyone, thank you for streaming this episode. Make sure you subscribe, whether you're watching on YouTube, listening on Apple Podcasts, or Spotify. Subscribe and share with others, and we'll see you next time.